being a lone wolf, thinking that you can do it on your own is a recipe for disaster. It works fine and great until it doesn't. And then when something goes wrong, whether it's a medical diagnosis, a divorce, a loss of a job, whatever it might be, then we realize that, man, we should have been building out our band of brothers this entire time. But because we let our ego and our pride get in the way, we find ourselves in a position that isn't favorable. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you 5 things that you can do to ensure that you are working to build a band of brothers. So let's just jump right into it. Number 1 is we have to engage in what I call manly activities. We all know what they are. They're physical in nature. They're typically competitive in nature. They typically involve loud noises, big explosions, and interesting smells. So that's what a manly activity is. Number 2, ask for help. This one is really, really difficult for men, but it's the single greatest connection strategy that I've ever used. When you go and you ask somebody for help, what you're actually doing is not undermining yourself, you're complimenting that person. So if you came to me and said, Ryan, I'm podcasting and I'm just getting started and this mic isn't great, what mic should I use? You're not saying anything negative about yourself. You're actually encouraging me. You're paying me a compliment. You believe that I'm an expert to some degree, which is why you came to me. And that's how people of value look at it. And I'll get to my next strategy here in a second that's really going to help take this to the next level. You invite him to something that's already taking place. The other cool thing about it is you have other men who are going to be talking and they're going to be building connections and relationships. And all of a sudden, you're going to have this big, robust, healthy network of men who are all working together on a friendly level, but also working together in business opportunities. I mean, I've had dozens and dozens of business opportunities present themselves because of friendships that I've created over the years. The next thing here, guys, is that I wrote here is go first. Okay. When you're trying to build a powerful relationship with other men are just afraid of having real conversations as you are. So in the absence of somebody willing to make the first step, you have to do that. So that when I say go first, you're all sitting around talking and everybody's like, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Have some balls here, guys. And it takes courage. That when it comes to your turn to say the real thing. And then the last point that I wrote here, guys, very important, is follow up. You've probably heard the phrase, the fortune is in the follow-up. This is true. If you're just making connections, kind of like sprinkling it everywhere, the shotgun approach, you're not really going to have these deep, meaningful, powerful band of brother type relationships. You're going to have these very surface level, very trivial, like nod and say hi, kind of the awkward, like, I don't know if we're supposed to talk or I'm just supposed to acknowledge you kind of relationship. You have to follow up. You have to be consistent. Even when you do go first, sometimes there's going to be a lot more hesitancy about them sharing. And so you have to keep bringing it up. And that's how you build out the guys in your corner, the guys who care about you, the guys you care about. And that's how you get outside of being a lone wolf. The only other thing I would say to this is it's work. Going through those 5 steps, engaging in these activities, asking for help when you can, inviting men along to other things that you have going on, going first and being humble, and then following up. That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of work. And if it's important to you, you'll do it.